Hello everyone, welcome back with me, Chyntia Wulandari. So in this video, we will discuss material about English intonation. This is a part of English Phonology course. Alright, do you know what is intonation? So intonation is a combination or compilation of the changes in pitch, stress, and rhythm of our voice to produce the meaning of our speech. So intonation is a combination of tone, pitch, or stress or rhythm of our voice. So intonation is help us to bring a meaning in our speech when we speak. So in English, we have three intonation patterns. The first is falling intonation, the second is rising intonation, and the third is combination intonation. So what are they? Falling intonation is an intonation pattern when the tone of your voice is falling on the final of your speech. And the second is rising intonation. Is an intonation pattern when the tone of your voice is rising on the final of your speech. And the third is combination intonation. Is an intonation pattern that combine both of falling and also rising intonation. So falling intonation is when your tone of your voice is falling in the end of your speech. And rising intonation is when your tone of your voice is rising in the end of your speech. And combination is we combine both of them. Let's discuss one by one. I will explain to you from the falling intonation. So we use falling intonation at least for two conditions. The first is to express statements or facts. When we express statement or facts, usually we use falling intonation. Let's take a look at the example. The first, I do exercises every day. I do exercises every day. She lives in Bali. She lives in Bali. The author has written this book. The author has written this book. Do you get it? So, when you say these sentences, your tone of your voice in the end will fall. I do exercises every day. I do exercises every day. She lives in Bali. She lives in Bali. The author has written this book. The author has written this book. Okay? Next. Second, to express open questions. So open questions is a questions that the answer is in the form of information. Open questions usually use question words like double H questions and how questions. Double H questions such as what, where, why, when, and we also use how in open questions. For the example, how can you do it? How can you do it? Where is your college? Where is your college? Why don't you come to my party? Why don't you come to my party? All of these sentences use falling intonation. You can hear the fall tone in the end of the sentence. How can you do it? Where is your college? Why don't you come to my party? Okay? Alright, next we will discuss about rising intonation. So, rising intonation, we use it usually to express close question. If the falling intonation we use when in the open question, and then we use rising intonation when we want to express close question. So close question, can we call it by yes or no question? Yes or no question, this kind of question usually use auxiliary or to be. We not use question words. For the example, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you know her? Do you know her? Have you finished the exam? Have you finished the exam? Do you get it? So you can hear the rising tone in the end of the sentence. When we say, are you okay? Do you know her? Have you finished the exam? So, in this kind of questions, we usually use rising intonation. Remember, in open question, we use falling intonation, but in closed question, we use rising intonation. Next, in English, we also have tag question. So, in the tag question, there are two possible intonations that we use. We can use falling intonation and also rising intonation based on the context. So, in the falling intonation, we use it when we feel sure about something. The answer of this question are not necessary. So, the answer of this question in this context is not important. We don't need the answer immediately, or we really not need the answer of the question because we are already sure about what we want to say about something. For the example, in the context, your friend wanted to go to the beach, but it was going to rain. So you told her to don't go. However, your friend still went to the beach. And sure enough, it was raining. Then you said to your friend, I told you it would be raining, didn't I? I told you it would be raining, didn't I? So, the phrase didn't I here, we call it by tag question. That's what we call it by tag question. Didn't I? We use falling intonation in this context, in this situation. That means we are sure that we have already told our friends to don't go to the beach. I told you it would be raining, didn't I? The second is raising intonation. So we use raising intonation when we are not sure about something and we want a confirmation from our listener. In this situation, the answer is necessary. The answer is important. We want to know the answer from our listener. For the example, in the context, you are not sure about the exam today, then you ask your friend about it. Then you will say, we are going to have an exam today, isn't it? We are going to have an exam today, isn't it? Could you see, could you hear the difference between falling and also rising intonation? In the rising intonation, we use rising tone to indicate that we want the answer immediately. We want your confirmation as our listener. Because we are not sure about something. We are not sure about what we would say. So, we use rising intonation. Let's hear the difference. The falling intonation. I told you it would be raining, didn't I? And for rising intonation, we are going to have an exam today, isn't it? I told you it would be raining, didn't I? We are going to have an exam today, isn't it? Right? So, in the tag question, we can use falling and rising intonation based on the context. Next, we have combination. So, in English, we can also use both of the intonation based on the context. Yeah, we use combination intonation usually in listing when we want to list something. For the example, in the context, you and your sister want to go to the market. Then both of you make a list of things that you are going to buy. Then you say, we'll buy vegetables, eggs, salt, some fruits, and milk. We will buy vegetables, eggs, salt, some fruits, and milk. Which one is falling and which one is rising intonation? So, we use rising intonation when we say we will buy vegetables, eggs, salt, some fruits. So, rising intonation here is a signal that we haven't finished yet our speech. We haven't finished yet our sentence. So we use rising intonation. And we use falling intonation when we say and milk. And milk. Falling intonation here is a signal that you already finished your speech. You already finished your sentence. Alright, that's the signal. So, the intonation here is have a role as a signal for your listener. So, your listener will know that you already finished or not. Let's say again, we will buy vegetables, eggs, salt, some fruit, and milk. we will buy vegetables, egg, salt, some fruits, and milk. That's the combination intonation, so we use both of them in one context or in one sentences. Next is conclusion. So, the intonation of our voice when we speak greatly influences the meaning of the words or sentences that we say. So in English, we have three kinds of intonation that are used in different contexts. We use falling intonation when we want to express statements or fact in open questions and in tag question, especially when you're sure about something. And then we also use raising intonation in close questions and in tag questions, especially when you are not sure about something. Also, we have combination pattern that we use in listing. When we want to list something, we will use both of the intonation, the falling and also the rising intonation. Alright everyone, that's all our material today about English intonation. I hope you can get new knowledge from this video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy learning everyone, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.